One of my new favorite sportsbooks in 2025 is Kutt, and in this video, I'm going to walk you through a full tutorial, explain to you how this book differs from the FanDuel and DraftKings of the world, and then also share with you some of my favorite markets that I find consistent value on. One of the major differences with Kutt compared to a BetMGM or ESPN bet is that this is a peer-to-peer sportsbook, so I can place a bet against my buddies or just someone out there in the public, where with a FanDuel, we're placing a bet against the house. Another fun benefit to Kutt is the fact that we can place wagers beyond sports, politics, pop culture. There are various different types of events and markets that you can wager on with Kutt outside of just normal sports betting. Kutt is currently available right now in 37 of 50 states. And as you can see this map right here, for those of you that live in California, Texas, or Florida, where maybe your sports betting options with the books that are available to you are a bit limited, Kutt is a book that you want to add into your rotation. The first thing we're going to want to do is come over to play.kutt.com, come over to the sign up portion, supply an email address and password. If you want to use my referral code, guys, it's going to be shown right here below. Then go ahead and check off the terms and conditions and we're all set. Now that we've arrived at the home page, come up here in the top right hand corner and we're going to want to go down to My Wallet right here to make a deposit. As we scroll down just a touch, you can see for deposits, there are currently two ways that you can make a deposit right now, which is either via ACH or your credit or debit card, and the minimum deposit has to be $20. As I mentioned before, Kutt is a social betting platform. If you come down here to the social tab, this is where you can join a public group, or if you and some of your friends want to create your own group, you can do so right here. If you come over to the feed section, this is where you can maybe find out, do you think there's going to be a run scored in the first inning in this Braves-Nationals game? Well, JBall22 thinks that there isn't. If you want to accept his wager on the other side, you can do so right here. But there's various different users that are posting different bets right now, whether it's for the NBA or for the MLB, that you can go after and take their action right now. And some of these action, guys, some of them can be as large as $4,300, or for this Blue Jays game, it's just $5. Now, as I mentioned before, you're going to see the popular leagues up here at the top with the NBA, NHL, MLB, and golf. But as we mentioned before, there's various different entertainment or other types of markets. If we go into entertainment, you're going to see that there's different types of Saturday's main event, singles match, John Cena versus The Truth. You can bet on wrestling. Who do you think's going to win the wrestling match? When we come over to OM or other markets, this is where we can wager on different types of things, whether Cornell's going to win the lacrosse championship, is Derrick Rose going to be the last one to escape Orleans Parish prison inmate to be caught? A lot of different markets that we can wager on here outside of just the NBA, Major League Baseball, and the NHL. So this is what makes Kutt so unique and a lot of fun, is that we can wager on various different types of events. Or Shannon Sharpe with his settlement with his accuser, is it going to happen before July 1st, 2025? You can bet yes or no right here. Now, as I clicked on Major League Baseball, what you're going to notice right here between this Braves-Nationals game, there is a smaller menu at Kutt compared to maybe FanDuel or BetMGM. So for baseball, we're just going to be able to wager on the main markets, run lines, money lines, totals. But you can see at the moment there's 8 public bets available, or you can create your own wager. So when we click on these public bets right here, you can see that someone wants to wager on the Nationals at plus 151 on the money line. You can wager a minus 151 on the Braves. Now, something that makes you Kutt very unique is you can either accept the full wager for $489, or if you just want to place maybe $10, $25, you can click fill some of this bet, and this is where you can either type it in down here or just scroll and say maybe you just want to wager $45 or $50, right? If you just want to put in a specific amount, you could type in $20 or $200. This just depends on how much you want to wager. But the beauty here, guys, is that you don't have to accept the full amount. You can place wagers at partial amounts. Looking at the Oilers-Stars matchup, if we want to create our own wager, we can do so right here. And as we mentioned, there's 3 different markets that we can go after: puck line, money line, and totals. So maybe we want to wager on the over 6 goals in the Oilers-Stars. What we can do, guys, is either create a wager for $20, or if we wanted to create a wager for up to $250, we can do that. We can also send this to private groups. So if we just want to send this wager over to our friends, we can do so. Maybe you and your friends have a disagreement. One thinks the under is going to hit, one thinks the over is going to hit. You can set this up for a private bet, or if you just want to post this out to the public, you can do so as well. Now, something that's important to note if you're an arbitrage bettor utilizing Kutt, I think this is a fantastic sportsbook to use for arbitrage betting, but you want to make sure that you're only going after plays that were already posted by the public. If you create your own wager and put it out there as one of the legs on an arbitrage play, remember, there isn't a guarantee that that order is going to get filled to 100%, so you might be left with some money getting returned to you, which is not ideal as an arbitrage bettor. So when you're going after these arb plays, make sure you're going after the public bets because you already know how much liquidity is posted. That's going to allow you to kind of set up your arb for both sides. One of the reasons that I love Kutt is when you come up to the top right-hand corner and come down to house rules. What you're going to notice is that if we scroll down just a little bit, the fees right here. Kutt charges a 3% transaction fee on the total bet value from both sides. So if you bet $50 and your opponent bets $50, the total bet value is $100. Kutt takes a 3% transaction fee, or 3% of that $100, and the winner gets back $97. So the key takeaway here from Kutt and how it differs from FanDuel and DraftKings is you're never going to get limited on this sportsbook. They don't care how much money that you wager on a market. They don't care if you add loose change to the end of your bets. They're simply just going to take a small transaction fee from the winning bettor and then let you keep the rest of the money. This differs from FanDuel and BetMGM, where you get a full return from your money if you win your bet. So Kutt wants your action. The more money that you're wagering on Kutt, the more money that they're going to make. So they welcome arbitrage bettors with open arms. If you found value in the content thus far, make sure to smash that subscribe button, click that thumbs up button, and tap that bell notification so you don't miss the next video that I release. While living in Pennsylvania and using Kutt, one market that I went back to time and time again where I found incredible value was moneyline plays. And I can't say that for many other sports books, but Kutt was a book that I found incredible value on for moneyline plays, whether it's the NBA, the NHL. It did not matter. Moneyline plays time and time again showed up as very excellent value when it came to this sports book. Now, as you're going to notice here, guys, like with this Knicks Timberwolves play, this was the same bet twice, and as I mentioned, you can take partial wagers on this. So while I placed a $100 wager, this person took some of my action while this person took the rest of the action. That's why you're seeing this bet multiple times. How I was able to find consistent value on moneyline plays with Kutt was using OddsJam's positive expected value tool. Guys, linked in the description will be a 1-week free trial to OddsJam, and then use my code BillyC to save yourself 35% off your first month after the 1-week trial ends. So looking at the Angels and the Athletics, we're looking at the Angels on the money line. Sharp offshore sports books like Pinnacle, BetOnline, Bookmaker, they think that we should be getting paid out roughly plus 145, plus 150, but over at Kutt, we're getting paid out more than what we should. So a $100 wager over at Caesars is going to pay us out $143. We're over at Kutt, we're going to get paid out about $157. Remember, while this is plus 160, if we win the bet, we're going to pay a small commission or transaction fee to Kutt. So we want to factor that in right here. So we're really getting paid out of odds of plus 157 or 158. When I expand my date range out to the next 7 days, what you're going to see is NBA moneyline plays, the Timberwolves. This is an incredible price over at Kutt. Again, let's break this down. A $100 wager on BetMGM pays us out $240. We're over at Kutt. We're getting paid out after the transaction fee plus 287, plus 288. This is an incredible price over at Kutt to take the Timberwolves on the money line compared to various other sports books like Fliff or Bet365. We're not getting paid out nearly as much as we are over at Kutt. So in terms of markets that I love to go after with Kutt, it's pretty clear. It's moneyline plays. And the beauty with Kutt is compared to all the other sports books where I find a lot of value on, moneyline markets are difficult to find value on with ESPN Bet or BetMGM. But over at Kutt, it's consistent value with these markets. And with moneyline markets, we can wager a lot of money down. And if you're new to sports betting, moneyline just means who's going to win the game. Peer-to-peer sportsbooks are incredible because you can create a very interesting dynamic with social sports betting. You can connect with other friends. You can bet on events outside of sports. All of these different nuances, plus if you are a serious sharp sports bettor, you're never going to have to worry about getting limited on Kutt. That's what sets this sportsbook apart from the ESPN Bet or Caesars of the world. Utilizing OddsJam's positive expected value tool is top-down sports betting. And if you're new to this strategy, I have a free course that's going to go over the entire strategy so that by the end of the video, you are going to be an absolute pro, crushing these sportsbooks, making consistent profits. Click this video right here that's going to walk you through the entire strategy. It's what turned my sports betting career around from being a losing bettor to now a consistent, profitable bettor.